72 people here already. How are we doing? 72. Let me just check I can see comments and everything. There is a lot to discuss, isn't there? I mean, crikey, I take a weekend off and the world completely falls apart. Right, there's the comments. How we doing? Bristol, Paul, Dorset. Who else we got? Afternoon from Bristol. Got a few of you in Bristol. Crikey. So, I posted my last video on YouTube on Thursday, and as far as I can tell, over the weekend, pretty much it was broken. So that's cool. Got to be careful of what you can and can't say on YouTube, but also it's not so much about self-censorship. I think there's lots of other channels that have been documenting stuff that's been going on pretty well. So, as far as I can tell, everything, thanks guys, everything is pretty much going to plan, isn't it? The conspiracy theorists have scored another big goal. So, yeah, I mean, come on, what is going on in the country? Well, we know what's going on in the country. Trying to push through digital ID. Oh, my mum's just texted me, actually. My mum has to drive into Birmingham because she works in a care home. And I've some of the scenes from Birmingham. And I just thought, that's a bit concerning. She's all right, though, because she texts me. I'm just text message a minute because it's from my mum. Brilliant, I'm back. Right, the good news is my mum hasn't heard about anything. So she's got no idea. I think the bit that she has to drive through is not where, basically, there's gangs of men running around fully armed. And this is okay now. So long as you're not, how can I put it? Is there a way to say it without getting yourself in trouble? I would get in trouble if I was walking through anywhere with a weapon. But there's certain demographics that are now allowed to walk around fully armed. So that's nice, but it's important that we don't respond. This is the difficult thing, right? The people in charge of the world are trying to create civil war, and those of us that can see it, we're kind of backed into a corner because we can't do anything with it. Like, you can't get involved, because then you're helping to create this war. But if you just sit back, then all of the idiots will do civil war anyway. And I think the big issue is, right, in a lot of these places where they've been rioting, it has been a sort of melting pot of, like a melting pot of crap for many years. So you've got no real hopes of any decent jobs. You've got the local area is just basically, it's become a third world war. So there's not really anything there that's worth sort of standing up for. So you've got a whole load of bored young men who are out. I mean, why would you not? Yeah, what are we doing tonight? Oh, nothing. Probably playing the PlayStation again. Good as going, yeah, what are we doing tonight? Well, if you put your ski mask on and get your machete, we could just go roam around because that's allowed now. Should we go and do that instead? Yeah, that sounds like loads of fun. So people are going to go and join in just because it's something better to do than sit and play PlayStation and wait for the economy to slowly collapse. Now what they can do is they can go play an active role in collapsing country just for fun. It was the same. Do you remember we had that year when there were terrible riots in Birmingham, and I was on the wall at the time, and me and my friend, we were playing a Birmingham riots drinking, and we were watching all the live coverage and then watching all the playback, and every time you saw certain things, you had to have a drink. It was a hot summer, people were bored, people were frustrated, so they went out and set fire to stuff. But the problem is now, all that we're going to get is DVD, which is dead weird because the conspiracy theorists literally predicted that one of Keir Starmer's first moves as the WEF Prime Minister that he is would be to bring in digital ID. And sure enough, here we are. And if you go back on my Twitter timeline, I tweeted on July the 3rd that I thought that there would be some sort of random machete attack. And then it happened last week. So you can say, oh, Geoff, you're a conspiracy theorist. Well, I'm a conspiracy theorist that does seem to get things right quite a lot of the time. And a lot of the things that you think that I say are conspiracy theories then do come to fruition. So I'm either a conspiracy theorist, or I'm Mystic Meg, or I'm a soothsayer, or perhaps you should take note of some of the things that I say because they're often correct. So let's have a little chat about, that's that, right? Nationwide facial recognition system ready to go. I know. And it's on all of the entry roads, on all the main roads to all of the cities and all the cameras are already up. And I've been saying it for more than a year. This is just the stuff martial law inbound. I don't really want to be around for all of this. What do I do? You know, I've got 2 small kids. And I'm like, you know, we live pretty rurally anyway. But I just don't want any part of this. I don't see a way that you can win. I live in Birmingham, right by Bordersey Green, and let me tell you, it's like the third world. Yeah, but it always has been. Because the problem is, right, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it. I drive my sun visor down all the time now. Well done, Alex. 2-tier Starmer's just carrying out the bidding of his... I know. And the thing is, where'd you go? You know, we're still there. Bradford. One of my mates went to university in Bradford, and I remember we used to have nights out in Bradford. This is going back probably years, but now it's like I wouldn't dream now of going out for a burger in Bradford. I absolutely would not. So then you do end up with this like you end up with this system where lots of people from a certain demographic move to the area, and because they've come from a country that's a bit shit, they then bring their values with them, and as a result, that area gets a bit shit. So the people that can afford to move out of that area then move out, and then more of the people don't mind the fact that the area is a bit shit, move in, which is why you end up with a whole area where a lot of the same sort of people live, because they don't mind living in that way, and they don't mind the lower standards, and they don't mind the fact that, you know, I'm not going into it. Heads up, Geoff, heard from a reliable source that the CEO of GM Motors is about to close all factories in the UK if the PM doesn't change his ideas on EVs. I hope that that's correct, but what will happen is the PM won't change his mind. He'll double down, and all the factories will get closed, which would be great. So what do we do, people? Let's not talk about what's going on in the world, but give me some solutions. What do you actually do? Because if the problem is we have not got the mainstream media on our side. You've got the government actively working against us, got the mainstream media also actively working against us. And if you saw mass silent protest outside an MP's home, thank you, Ashley. That's a great idea. If we just go and sit down somewhere quietly, how can you contend with that? There's nothing you can do if a whole load of people are... Kenny, there you go. Watch UK column news. But we need someone to be creating some sort of move. Yeah, it's extremely difficult. We are at the point now where we vote with no confidence in the government. But what do you replace it with? And all the people that are already out there marching the streets with weapons, right? All these gangs going around Bradford and Birmingham, and it'll be Luton next, and all of those other places. Then the problem is they're not now going to suddenly go, oh, right, no, things have changed. We better stop roaming around in ski masks with our weapons on at night time. Why would they stop that? When, you know, it could be a load of fun. So I don't really know where we go to from here. Seeing as, you know, a father of 2 small children, I'm like, well, what on earth do we do now? Seriously, what do we do? Hunker down? Knock on the door? Or do you get out of Dodge? And if you are going to get out of Dodge, where do you go? It's Plymouth tonight, Geoff. Okay, cool. So they're all kicking off in Plymouth. It'll be everywhere eventually, because the people who have now realised that they can get away with quite literally murder have now realised that they can do it wherever. So everybody and his cousin is going to be out on the street wearing a ski mask, holding a weapon, because now that they can. So I don't really know. From the UK, Geoff, I'm heading to Portugal. Police all equals. DJE Media hit with a brick a few minutes ago. Really? Where was he filming? Live, was he? Yes, I've seen that Starmer has chosen Davos over everywhere else. Again, you can't go to Canada because you've got Trudeau. You can't go to the USA because they've got all of these same problems with immigration. DJE Media is in Plymouth and he's got a serious head injury. I really hope he's all right. Yeah. The thing is, Like, you can guarantee that the police won't be going through the footage and rounding up all the people that are carrying the weapons, will they? Mother Russia could be an answer. The world is waiting for Trump again. Perhaps could be an answer. 5 acres in rural Spain, 60 grand. Yeah, I'm not completely sure Spain will be the answer, because as the next comment says, mainland Europe will be a war zone. Cup of tea, Geoff. Watch the world burn. Yeah, but I've 2 kids. I'm not like, if I wasn't a father, right now, I'd be sitting back somewhere just laughing, watching it all unfold. But I care about the future, and it concerns me that, you know, how are you meant to get on with your life with all of this going on? £200 for a 1-year visa in Cambodia. That could be a good shout. Just somewhere that's absolutely off it for a year and sit it out. Come to Scotland. We ain't got any of that here. Yeah, but you have. You just don't know about it, because you'll have hotels full of, if you're clean, go to Russia. Clean in terms of what? A criminal record. So I'm just scanning through some of these comments here. We don't have any weapon to serve the interests of the Irish. I mean, you guys in Ireland, you're absolutely up against it. They will come for Scotland. The problem is as well, like, if stuff genuinely does start to collapse, the cities will fall quite quickly, and then it will spread outward. Claybasher, we're signed in Hereford. We are probably safe from writing for at least a couple of years. Well, that's sort of the way I feel with where we are, being, you know, in remote Worcestershire. But it'll come eventually. And what was that? 2 beheadings in Valencia in 1 week, and it barely gets a mention. I didn't know that there'd been beheadings in Valencia. So, I didn't know that. I've got a brand new common harvester, and I'll give you the key. If it's an armoured one, that could be good. 60 grand's a lot of money. If you had a 30-year career stolen, a Kuwait contract shelved when the airport's closed in 2020, losing you, is that 120 grand or 1.2 million in earnings, and made you unemployed for 2 years? Yeah, it's at this point I'm wishing that I'd been more sensible with my money. Well, from an early age. You need for the coming chaos is an old Peugeot estate. Well, yeah, it does the job. This headline is terrible though. Scotland's the next one to pop. I can see the tension ramping up on a daily basis. Migrant rights in Italy. So who just posted that's fresh? Tell us about your take on these beheadings then. Buy some land, dig a hole and live in it. I did. It's hell and it's peaceful. But yeah, where did you buy? Geoff, I, as well as all EU migrants in the UK, have digital immigration status. The government refuses to issue us permanent resident cards. They are planning to make this non-EU migrants as well. So you're a digital migrant, but not a physical one. Buy some chickens and apply for a shotgun license. I did, and I got it. That's probably a good idea. What are you saying? I don't understand, says Alex. Alex, at the moment, we're just chatting through what's going on in the world. In a minute, I'm going to announce who is... Should we do our thing? There's probably people who are... More beheadings. This is grim. Right. Let me do the card thing, because, as you know, I normally do this on Facebook, but because I'm banned from going live on Facebook because of something I said. I'm sorry, I'm just reading as your comments are coming in. I'm reading, and I'm picking up on what's going on everywhere just by reading all of your comments. That's fresh, says they're on headings. You've got to be careful with being manipulated by the media. I do believe that the media is... Now, this is live. I mean, you can watch it at your leisure later. That's fine. I do believe that the media is in pushing this agenda. So you've got to be careful with what's being... Wayne says, I bet Sunak's laughing. Well, he ain't in the country, is he? There's not a chance that Rishi Sunak is in the UK right now. Not a chance. Right, for those of you that are here for the car stuff, where normally we sit in the car and we chat all night, and then I randomise the range, and then I randomise it again, and then I realise I'm in the wrong spreadsheet, and then I tell you that all my spreadsheets are correct because I found the right spreadsheet. Normally we do all that, and then we come up with an answer, and then usually the person who is the person who's getting the car, hasn't filled in the form, hasn't given me the phone number, and hasn't told me which car they want. That's usually what happens. The whole journey, you should have finally come to a conclusion you cannot trust them. I don't believe anything that I read in anything unless I've seen it for my own eyes. Anyway, quickly on that one, if you are here for the car stuff, this thing, you have better quality on your phone than you do when you're on Wi-Fi at home. My internet doesn't work wherever I am. Right. Again, my name is Alistair Austin, right? Then you have snagged yourself a Geoff car. And if I can just go and have a quick look at where Alistair Austin is from, without giving away too much information, let me just Google him a second. I mean, I'm not Googling him, I'm Googling him within my email. The car stuff is indeed a welcome relief. 928 people of you watching, right? Open up a new tab on YouTube, type in Adventures with Geoff and subscribe to my new channel where it's all just happy and light and it's fun and stuff. Alistair Austin from, not called Steve Austin. Helps if you copy out the right cell and then paste that in. Oh, you're offline. Results may be limited. There's no internet computer. Anyway, I can tell you that I don't know where he's from because my internet stopped working. But he chose the tab on the form and he said, I've had 3 before and I fancy another one. So that's nice. So for the first time ever, right, we've got a nice simple draw where the person has filled in the form, done all the correct things, replied to the email, and has actually said which car they want, and actually has given me justification in the notes to make me think he's not going to change his mind. So that's a first for everything. Right, that's that. Let's talk about this market crash, shall we? Ian, I'm going to top myself, but averted by your new happy site. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate that. Breaking up big time. I've broadcast from here before in this exact. I'm on top of a hill. It should be absolutely fine. Adelino, Geoff, I sent you an email. Have you got it? It's about an SUV. Yes, I have. Can you email me again and remind me? Because I remember looking at it and going, that looks like a good idea. The only thing, it might be that the budget is too low to find an SUV. Email me again and we'll work it out between us. Alex Lancashire, why will Bitcoin bite your bum? Have a look at your internet, pal. It's too bad to stream right now. I can't do anything about it. I'm literally sat on top of a hill. It's these clouds. The last 60 seconds is almost unwatchable. What can I do? What can I do? What? Honestly, this is insane. I've broadcasted perfect. Turn your Wi-Fi off on your phone. Hang on, let me try that. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's been fine. Right, now I've switched everything off. Are we good now? Your internet ain't that shabby, mate. Thank you. Maybe it's everybody else's internet. I'm back, right? There's nothing I can do about it. I've broadcast from this spot multiple times. I've done YouTube lives from here, and the only difference is the cloud. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but again, we've got this weird, absolutely like thick blanket level of cloud. Maybe the cloud has got metal in it, like I don't know, silver iodide, something like that. And that's the problem. I can't restart the stream. I'm gonna stick with it. It's your headlining. It might be. Look, we're here now anyway. Not working for me. Adjust your Starlink. Yeah, right. Have you tried? What's the question? Have you tried rubbing your belly and patting your head? That'll probably do. Someone says, did you notice the price of gold shot up late? Oh, those are coming in too fast. Where's that comment gone? Did you... Trying to get back to that comment about gold because I wanted to talk about the markets. Did you notice that gold shot up? No, I didn't notice that gold shot up. I was a bit behind because I was away on holiday, so I didn't realise. Bitcoin crashing, purchase camping equipment while you still can. No, Bitcoin is stabilised. Bitcoin went down to... Yeah, exactly. The thing is, right, in a stock market crash, Bitcoin should be your friend and commodities should be as well, gold and silver, because they always have intrinsic value. So what you don't want to be buying in a stock market crash is stocks in any other business that isn't in the game of manufacturing weapons and arms, because the one that is doing really well right now is Lockheed Martin, because what did Lockheed Martin make? Weapons of mass human harm. And it looks like what we're headed for is mass human harm. Richard Pickering says, Bitcoin no, XAU yes. So I don't know much about XAU, but do feel free to. And don't sell your gold, Geoff. You'll refresh the market. I don't have any gold. I'm not holding any gold. I can't afford to hold any gold. I was never sensible enough with money when I was younger to make good decisions. I wasted it all on cars and traveling and making bad decisions. Richard Pickering is buy gold. Yes, I'd love to own a block of gold, you know, like in the movies. But I think last time I checked, it was £60,000 to own one of those, and I don't have £60,000, so that's not going to happen. Move to Maine, buy 20 acres, concealed weapons permit. Bob, how much is 20 acres in Maine? All I'm buying is gold, says Big RR64. Yeah, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and maybe a couple of other coins. How much gold is in an EV? Probably quite a bit, to be fair. 1 kilo gold, £30,000. Gold and silver are still severely manipulated, and both were dropping before. Yeah, they were. Each of my coins is worth £2,000. I love it. Which coins is those? Comments coming in thick and fast. You can buy gold coins as little as 1/10, less than £1. Yeah, but I'd lose it. Like, I lose my hats. I lose everything. So holding gold coins, gold, but not for sale, as is for my daughter. There you go. That's sensible. And I think with a lot of this, right, with Bitcoin and with gold and silver, I don't see it as like a volatile thing that you hold. I see it as something that you buy and then you just sit on and you sit on and you sit on and you sit on. Don't bother leaving the country, Geoff. This shit's going global. Well, Dean, you're spot on, mate. This is what concerns me. I'm like, where? Let's say you do leave the country. Where do you actually go? Invest in common sense, as it's getting rare these days. Waterworld. I'd go to Waterworld. I think you've got to go to like some sort of backwater that's far, far away. But I think even then, it's going to end up catching up with you. When you have a brick of gold and want a loaf of bread, no one's got any change. This is the problem with holding blocks of stuff. So then you've got to hold coins. So I think a sensible thing to do is work within your means, you know, work with what you've got. And where I always went wrong is Ian, water filtration. I've got a video coming to the channel. A company has sent me a battery-powered water filter thing. So what I'm going to do later this week is I'm going to drink the water from the river. That'll be interesting. But yeah, I think the thing with investing, I'm not going to give investment advice or anything like that. There are Russian bots on here taking advantage of your subject. Really? Tell me which bots are. Just chuck a little bit in. The reason I never got into Bitcoin was because I didn't understand it. I always thought you had to buy a whole coin. I never realized that you could just buy a little bit. I was like, oh, Bitcoin is now at £20,000 or whatever it is. I don't have £20,000, so I don't get my whole coin. So yeah, it was a long time before somebody taught me how to buy Bitcoin and what apps to use and whatnot. And I'm not going to make a video about it or any of that. But if you do want to know how to send me an email, and I'll write a generic thing that I can copy and paste that someone helped me with, and I can help you with how to do it. I'm not going to make a big deal on my channel. I'm not going to come up with an affiliate scheme or anything like that. But someone helped me to get into buying a little bit of Bitcoin, and that was really helpful. Same as with silver as well. Someone explained it all to me because I understand cars. Gold is not an investment, it's a store of value. So what it took is it took someone to sort of put their arm around me and go, right, silver, this is what it is, this is what it's worth, this is how much you can buy for this amount of money, and this is the website that you use, and this is how you do it, and then this is what arrives at your house, and then this is what you do with it. And I was like, oh, right, okay, thank you, now I understand. I purchased Bitcoin at £6 a coin. Nice. Nix, I need help how to do it. geoffbuyscars@gmail.com. I can help you get set up. Diamonds are worthless. I've always believed that diamonds are worthless. I think as well, like from a classic car market point of view, like when you've got bands of armed men roaming the streets, your Jaguar E-Type is worth less than my Peugeot 405 diesel, because if I need to run away quickly, I can get away quite quickly and safely and economically in my Peugeot 405 diesel. Whereas if your getaway car from the chaos, well, mostly, right, if you've got a Jaguar E-Type at home in your garage, chances are that's going to get looted in it. You're gonna have to run away. Everything that you leave behind is going to get looted, and you ain't running away in your Jaguar E-Type. You're going to run away in your daily car. So what's the point in having a classic car collection? Because when the whole country collapses, nothing is worth anything unless you can take it with you. And then what we're going to do? How many people are going to be on Cannock Chase with crossbows trying to hunt the remaining animals? How many people are going to be out here stealing sheep? Stealing sheep is already happening. It was reported in one of the local newspapers the other day that someone had caught 3, I think they were described as brown women or women of ethnic origin, that were trying to get a sheep into the back of a van. Urban, like, that's like, it's not even shoplifting, is it? It's field lifting. If you have a brick of gold and you want a loaf of bread, no one's ever got any change. So it's 1 kilo of gold for a loaf of Ovis. Totally. I got offered Bitcoin for £8 something for a coin after them. I was so wrong. Same. Someone told me about Bitcoin probably 10 years ago. It probably was 10 years ago. And he was explaining it all, and he was mining Bitcoin at the time. And I was like, nah, I'll just buy cars instead. Should have done. You can shave gold easily, says JD. Yeah, and like, let's say you've got, a whole wall of your house, and behind that is blocks of silver. What are you going to do with it? It's got to be mobile. You've got to be mobile enough. It might be an ounce of gold for a house, but yeah, like gold and silver have always tracked well, and it's always worth something. Cattle rustling still prominent in parts of the world, yeah, and more of it is coming here. All money must be created. What was that? I can't scroll to the comments. All money must be created, spent, and returned to the source to zero but account. Rustling still has a potential for the death penalty. It's gold. You can't pick it up and hold it in your hand. It's not yours. Totally. And a lot of these places, when Bitcoin was £600, I thought I missed the boat. I was quite funny because I'm not going to go into the amounts of them because they're not huge. But I bought Bitcoin the other day. I added a little bit more to my Bitcoin. And I've probably got enough Bitcoin to buy a car. That's it. But you know what my cars are like. And the other day I was like, I know I'm going to put a little bit more in. And then the whole thing crashed out, which is quite funny. But I'm going to make a funny video about it because I said before I'm going to do I said before I'm going to do a video on I sold a car and put the money into Bitcoin, because that's exactly what I did. But I haven't got around to making the video yet. And if I'd made the video when I said I was going to make it, it would have been a really good video. I sold a car for 500 quid. I put that money straight into Bitcoin and I did really well. But as it stands, what happens is I sold a car for 500 quid. I put that money into Bitcoin. It did really well. And then it completely crashed. So it'll make for a funnier video. So, yeah, maybe I should have bought a bus instead, like Richard just said. So, yeah. When Bitcoin was 30 quid, I thought I missed the boat. Jeez, I'm kicking myself. Yeah, does anybody got enough internet to tell me what Bitcoin is now in British pounds? I think last time I looked, it's been hovering. I mean, it went down to high 30s earlier today. And last time I checked, it was about 2. Previously, cryptos were coming to own once the full surveillance comes in. Monero, private chain, Cash Zeno, Bitcoin can be tracked too easily. Cryptos are going to crash much, much more. That's interesting. 40,000 it's at the minute. My mate's doing penny shares. He's doing okay. I don't know much about penny shares. 41,752. Wow, that's come down a bit from earlier on there. What's your recommendation for the end of the world car? It needs to be reliable, solid built, parts are easily available. I think old and diesel and big. Simple as that. Basically like this. This would be fine as a world car because you can run it on anything. So yeah, don't pay debt with debt money. Reclaim your securities to pay your debt. What do you mean by reclaim your securities? I don't fully understand what you mean by that because I'm not very clever when it comes to finance, as you've all learned. I'm loving that people are updating the random rants video. That's going to be coming up. I'll film that tomorrow. You've only lost when you sell. Thank you very much. That's made me feel better. Tinned food. Yeah, tinned food is going to be a good one. You'll lose your Bitcoin if the internet goes down. That does concern me. But as well, like, it's pretty concerning if you were to keep a load of money. Cash out your stocks, reclaim your securities. Oh yeah, I don't own any stocks. Bitcoin is worth its weight in gold, so maybe it would have been good to move from Bitcoin into gold, but it's not much to hold, is it? I can't believe you can't tell people about other YouTube in chat. It's ghosting the comments. Oh, really? Yeah, Bitcoin's down 10 grand because it was 10 grand above when I put my extra little bit in, thinking of being clever. If you're running out of cash, don't drive your car at full belt down the motorway and claim the car did it. Yeah, that's terrible financial advice. So thank you for that. Let's just reiterate that again. If you are in financial trouble and you need help, there's other things that you can do than sending your car down the motorway over 100 miles an hour and pretending that the throttle got stuck. Redacted are reporting a Black Monday event. I do like Redacted. They're good. Crypto is controlled by those at the top, same as the stock market. Yeah, it's all a deliberate crash, isn't it? They've been wanting to... I'm just surprised that it's taken so long to get to where we are now, which is, you know, staring the barrel of civil war and an economic crash. I thought this was going to come later in the year. It's kicking off big in Plymouth now on Sky News. Like stories, Geoff. Came across the playlist yesterday. Engaging. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got a playlist on Spotify that I don't update often enough. Even when Warren Buffett doesn't touch gold. Why would Warren Buffett not touch gold? Hello from a cab parked up. What was that one? In a random industrial in Wales. I reckon you're probably safe on a random industrial park in Wales. Someone bought a shovel. I don't think you can go wrong with a really good shovel, can you? When you're up against trillionaires, much hope from Cork City Air, Geoff. We aren't wealthy, but we're all in our lives all over the Western world, as we hear you know. They're going to crash the market soon. I mean, it's crashing at the moment, isn't it? I did get a really long email earlier about why the Japanese markets are crashing. I made £100 on each 10 grams of... What are you buying 10 grams of? Each 10 grams of old bar I've bought in the past 18 months. 10 grams. So do you buy it like 10 grams at a time? And you, like, I don't get how you do that. So like when you got a little bit of money, you buy some gold, and does it arrive at your house? And then what do you do with it? And then you just end up with a load of gold. And then I'm like, oh, babe, what did you do with gold? It was in that little bag that was on the thingy. And then you've lost your gold. Snap 2020 on sovereigns, talking about stuff. Crash. Japan has popped the everything bubble. Yeah, Japan isn't look good. UK bullion by post. Thank that. Markets have been shite since COVID. They have. It's been all over the place. Machetes and AK-47s and short on everything else. I'm long on cat. I like what you said. True, Geoff. And that's where we come to the crooks at Westminster. Mine got 30% more than when I bought it last September. Tabore says, hi guys, what have I missed? You've missed a sort of general run around the houses as to what's going on in the country at the moment. You're talking about buying grams in little bags. I'm too old for that, mate. Yeah, but maybe that's the future. AI, hype, hoax, EV, inefficient, fake. Thanks, Jay. You pretty much just summarised that there. Compost and a garden. Good shout. I like that. I knew Labour was going to be bad, but they far exceeded my expectations. I agree. I didn't think we would be where we are now, a month after the election. Seeds, water filtration, fertiliser. Let's go back to that comment. Prepping kit, guerrilla gardening in unsuspecting spots, and a stun gun. Buys cars. Penny shares are what old codgers do when the stock markets are all overpriced and expensive. Email me about that. I feel like I'd like to have a little go on pennies. Portland Andy has the protest on live. If you want to go over and watch Portland Andy, I'd be curious to see what's going on down there. I sold 15 Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago, but I still drive my 2011 Vogue, and I love it. Why did you sell when you sold? What was it that gave you the feeling that you wanted to sell 15 Bitcoin? I'd just be curious to know. Comments have slowed down. Everybody's going over to watch the live feed over on that other channel. So, oh, more comments again. When the market's crashed, does it make classic cars more or less expensive? I think it's inevitable that the classic car market has to crash, because what is the point in an expensive car in a world that's falling apart around you? I said this a while ago, like the classic car market and all hobby markets, Bitcoin will tank and alts even more when the system goes down. So what would you do with your Bitcoin then before the system goes down? Like maybe there's a good point when you've got to pull it out. Market crash is bad for car values. Yeah, the market crash is bad for car values unless you've got like a Toyota Land Cruiser. The oil price fell, so the petrol price should fall. Yeah, right. When does that ever happen? I mean, the petrol price never comes down in a meaningful way, does it? Yeah, I agree. A good comment there. They're protesting against the wrong people. The people are so thick, they're playing everyone else like fools. That's exactly it. It really is. They've all fallen hook, line, and sinker for the plan. There was a plan to bring in digital ID, and to bring in digital ID, what they needed is they needed some form of atrocity that would kick off a civil war. That's what they've got, and these idiots are going along with it because they are idiots and they're bored and they're quite enjoying roaming around in gangs with all their cousins holding weapons. And I don't know where it ends. I'm really not sure where this ends because the police aren't stopping it. So what they're going to do, bring in the army. Well, the army are all deployed elsewhere, and the army, as far as I can tell, are more interested in trying not to offend anyone. Don't know. Don't watch the news. It's like that one friend that dragged their shite with tall tales. Yeah, you're quite right. For long-term survival for you young chaps, a flintlock, knowledge of how to make black powder. Everything else will run out and the gold may become useful. That's a scary comment. If you're going to buy gold now, go for jewelry, not bullion. You missed it. 15 Bitcoin would be worth in the region of £625,000. So a good cash out. Absolutely. I'm not right-winging anyway. I mean, lots of people, but because I'm offended children have been murdered at a dance class is shocking. I know. And the ring thing is ludicrous, but we've done it all. We've covered it all on this channel before because we've seen it before. It's the exact same play that we had with Sadiq Khan. Do you remember Sadiq Khan? He tried to... he was in a conference or a questioning, basically said, oh, all the ULEZ protesters have aligned themselves with far-right groups. And I did a video on that. We've seen it all before. It's the exact same play. They're trying to make out that it's far-right people, and it's not. It's just normal people that don't want their children to be murdered, raped. But you can't say anything about it without being racist. 1 week after Tommy Robson's rally of 100,000 people, it all kicks off, and all those who attended are now branded far-right. Coincidence? Want to buy a bridge? Exactly. You can't have far right without far left. Changed after Brexit. Nothing positive. None of the things that the pro-Brexit people were touting actually happened. Why are children being stabbed? Not Westminster clowns. Because it's all planned. It's all planned. It's like, what are you going to do to get them? They're only after the maximum possible impact. And 3 young girls in a dance, pretty high impact. So, gold bullion coins from the Royal Mint are capital gains tax and VAT exempt, as well as being legal tender. The Royal Arms 24 10-ounce gold bullion coin. What was the price on that one? £200. EDL does exist. Elderly dinner ladies. Yeah, EDL's been like long gone for so long. It's ridiculous. 2 MPs were stabbed to death in the last couple of years. Yep. And who were the culprits? It didn't look like me. The Kalergi plan. Thank you, Julian Morris. Yeah, in full swing. But what do we do? Because we cannot all just sit here and go, oh yeah, I knew this was going to happen. And when there's a band of men knocking on your door with weapons, looking for women and gold, what we're going to do? Go, oh, morning, guy. Yeah, I knew this was coming. Predicted this a few years ago. Help yourself. My wife's there. My daughter's there. There's all my weapons. There's all my food. See you later. Bye. Please don't stab me. What are we going to do? Seriously, because that's not a scenario that I like. Like, subscribe, and prepare, my friends. The WEF plan is starting to work. Them Starmer's just WEF puppet. Yeah, I know we know it. We've been saying it all along. Cashed in my pension pot for gold. Good. On my way home tonight, I saw a recovery lorry with a car on it, all burnt out. Couldn't tell if it was an electric car, but it would have been good if it was. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Buy gold, that'll help. 10 ounces of gold at this time is £204,000. If I had £204,000, I might buy a house somewhere. But I don't have £204,000, which is why I don't own a house. We won't know until we're faced with it. Yeah, I know, but we know that we're going to be faced with it. So we have to do something. We have to act now, but I just don't really know I don't really know what we're supposed to be doing. People predict at the end of the days since we've had days to end. That's right. Double-barreled style defences are available for £1,500 if you have the appropriate licence. I bet applications for shotgun licences have gone through the roof in the last couple of days. With a sword on the shoulder, we'll never ever look after the working class, and here we are with Sir Keir Starmer as PM. Yep. 10 ounces of gold is £18,000. I'm from the UK. I don't know how much an ounce is. Do it in grams and kilos. What's the going rate for a tin of beans in gold? I would buy 1,000 big lighters before gold. That's an interesting one there. Toby, I keep telling you what to do, Geoff. What was it, Toby? Tell me again. Don't need a license if you're looking after your family. Well, there's no justice anymore, is there? So we are, yeah, someone there says we are living in a science fiction film. XRP, again, everyone's been saying to me XRP, but I feel like at the minute, everything's in the wrong place at the moment to be talking about investing, isn't it? We just got to see what happens. It's going to be an interesting week. I'm investing in old-fashioned diesel cars. If things ended collapse style, why would gold have any value? Gold always has value. I don't know why. Gold is world currency. 31.1 grams of gold is 1 ounce of gold. Geoff, 1,700 quid before you buy a coin. What, for a gold coin? You lost me there. 20 ounces of steel over gold. Endorse your BC-backed dove. Become the beneficiary. Are you in a W14 estate? No, I'm in a Peugeot 405. An old Hilux is the end-of-world car. Yep, I would love... No, I'm not in a W124, sadly. But I might do this headlining this week because this is terrible. It's so bad, isn't it? It just looks horrible. Like, as well, maybe they have tried to stick the headlining up properly. Invest in yourself. I like that. I've quit drinking. I'm 1 day in. So... maybe that'll help, and I'm going to start doing some exercise. Gold is for people who already have money, who know that the currency has gone bad, so buy gold to cash in. Yeah, I do agree. It's very easy to give investment advice and to advise people what to do when you are, like, fully set up and, you know, financially secure. And then you can go, oh, you should put this in gold, and you should put this in silver. I'm more interested in what to do if you're just starting out and you've basically got nothing. Like, what do you do then? But at the same time, people that have got nothing, we're in a pretty good position because we don't have anything to lose. You know, I could pack my trailer and I could leave tomorrow. China bought 50 tons of gold from the UK last week. Still think it's not worth having. Mrs. Geoff will go nuts. What was that? You start using her Hoover again. Doing a headline. Yes, you will, Alan. You're right. Shadow banned. Men can be women, but hermaphrodites don't exist. The establishment. The Great Depression 2.0 is here. Stock up on food, fuel and cash. Is copper good, worth weighing some in? Yeah, definitely, if you got some. I quit drinking my last addiction 1.5 years ago. Go on then, let's move the subject on, right? If you have nothing, no need to worry about investing, just got to make a living, build savings. Yeah, right. Crossbow would be good. I've got a crossbow. Go on then, let's talk about... Very true, Geoff. I got nothing to lose. Hit me, great to say, shadow banned, and then gaslight me by showing my paranoia. Oh, hello, Red Pill Rachel. I recognise your username. You've been a Geoff follower a while now. Grow blackcurrant bushes. Why grow blackcurrant bushes? The map master is bloody annoying, says Farang Travels. He's right. Friend has bought a longbow. Headliner looks like one of those green velvet sofas from DFS. The headlining's terrible. I'm really tired tonight, actually. Heritage seeds. How do you buy heritage seeds, Robert? Let me know. Maybe we should grow something. I could have done with leaving my Wi-Fi on, because then I could have, like, updated you on stuff as we go. Do you have an apocalypse car? Yeah, my green Volvo's a pretty good apocalypse car, because it does just seem to work. I've planted an orchard veg ploy next year. Real seeds in Wales does heritage, and they are good. Real seeds in Wales. Let me make a note. Could be a good road trip for later in the week, actually. Real seeds in Wales. I'll Google them. Land seeds and going off grid will be the one. The problem is, how is the network so bad in the UK for 2024? Because it's deliberate. Yeah, maybe a wallpaper roof liner would work in this, actually. Big flat roof. Do you know what? I think you're right. I think, because I don't want to do another material one, because they just fall down. The one I did in my 850 is falling down already. So maybe I might do that, you know. I might just do a wallpaper one. I've bought an Apocalypse car. It's a horse. And that's great, because if it breaks down, you can eat it, whereas you can't do that with 405. Geoff, get bull bars on the Volvo. I'd like that, actually. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how I could mount a removable scaffold. I'm going to speak to Funky Phil like that, see if we could put a bull bar on the Volvo. We purchased a small holding in Somerset when I sold my Bitcoin. Simon, I'm jealous. That's fantastic. Just bought a Mark IV Mondeo 20 valve. That'll be fun, actually. And relatively simple. Learn ham radio. I think ham radio could be the next thing for me to do. You should make a Victoria. Oh, hang on. I've got some. I'm sitting here saying I'm tired. I've got an energy drink. I've only seen these on Mark McCann's channel, but they're coming on my channel as well. So we've got a little sponsor endorsement here for Holy energy drinks, but I'll be doing a proper ad of them in a video later in the week. And to be honest, right, whenever I put an advert on my channel, it's usually because I've been trying the product for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they have to nag me and be like, when are we getting this? When are we getting this integration in your video? And I'm like, oh, I'll do it at my own good time. Yeah, and these ingredients, I'm not gonna lie, they're not the best in the world, but they're better than most soft drinks. And Mrs. Geoff says they're all right, so we'll see. That's white pear, which is actually really nice as well. But I'll tell you more about this in a future video. I don't mind it. It's like the closest thing I can liken it to is like Diarrhea. You know when you have Diarrhea to replace all of your like when you've been ill and Diarrhea, you have a little sachet, and it's like replaces all the stuff in your body, minerals, and it gives you a bit of a sugary boost. These are a little bit like that, but it's cheaper than having soft drinks in the house if you're the sort of person that does have soft drinks in the house. You know, maybe it's a good alternative for someone. But like I say, if ever I've got a advertiser on the channel, I've usually been using the product for a few weeks. I've got this soft drink company, and then there's a water filter company that's going to be really interesting, actually. I've got a battery powered water filter. Seems like a very good taste in that. And then there's a jump starter that is coming to the channel as well, and that's quite a cool one because it's also got a tie-up on it on the jump starter, so that's good. Geoff, I can send you a ham radio. It is Quang, very upgradable. I should have come down to win the Volvo in Bristol. Who just said that? Hang on a minute. Should have come down to win the Volvo. Who's that? Simon, pop me an email over. Maybe there's something we can do there. Silver value has been suppressed, so a good investment and very affordable. I've got to admit, right, with the economy tanking this morning, you know, when I started reading the news and I looked at my Bitcoin and I looked at the value of silver and gold, I was thinking, hang on a minute, if the stock market starts to crash, surely the silvers and golds and Bitcoins, people go, oh, all stocks are knackered. I'll just move my money over there for a moment. So surely gold and silver, DJE Media is live again and he's okay. Good. I'm glad about that. Surely gold and silver do well, and Bitcoin does well, and crypto does well when the stock market tanks. And that was the thing. So I think there was a big shock today in Bitcoin, and it came down. And then it all goes back up then when people move their money out of stocks. So we shall see. They went up in a spike on Friday. I got a bit. I read the market. I read the market completely wrong. I looked at what Bitcoin was doing. And I went, oh yeah, I'll just add a little bit in. When Bitcoin was at like £1,000, I bought another little bit, and then I didn't think much of it. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Just like, well, I'll just park the money there for a little bit while I'm on holiday, and I'll do what I need to do when I get home. And I parked my money in Bitcoin for the weekend, and it's disappeared. So can't pay any bills right now. No, it's not quite that bad, but it's just quite funny. Scanning through comments. How do we store fuel? Jerry cans. Yeah, jerry cans, and diesel is good. What's happened to all the bugs and birds? There's a lot. I tell you what, there's a lot of flies in my house. I've had to put up a fly strip, but there's no bugs. Flies, are they? Stock up on iodine. Nearly impossible to get in Ireland now. Is it really? That is interesting. I'm going to tonight. Yeah, there's no bugs. Bitcoin will start to go up when the US start printing. Yeah, Bitcoin will be fine. You have to pay VAT on silver on top of the spot price and the dealer price. Mugs game. Yep. What is needed by the tech industry. Buy from Guernsey Mint as VAT free. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. Let's talk about the lack of birds today. So where I am right now, I can hear geese. Because there's a geese, I think there's a geese farm not far away from me here, but I cannot see any, and I'm looking out over pretty much all of Worcestershire here, and a little bit of Herefordshire, and possibly of Gloucestershire, and I can see some cows. Not a single bird, not a single bug, not one anywhere. So that's worrying. Yeah, the sparrows are gone. I love camping, right? Just had a camping holiday, and I'm going to edit the video into, as I say, if you don't follow my Adventures with Geoff channel, make sure you do, because it's full of light-hearted stuff, none of the heavy stuff that we deal with on here. And that was the whole point of the channel. I wanted somewhere to put the real happy stuff. People do like the dark, miserable stuff on YouTube. There's something about YouTube that makes people attracted to darker content, more miserable content, more angry content, and I wanted somewhere to put all the happy stuff. So go on over and subscribe to my new channel. It's called Adventures with Geoff. I don't earn a penny from it, and that's just where I put happy videos, like camping trips. So yeah, go and subscribe to Adventures with Geoff. And Nix, what you love my Adventures channel, and I appreciate that. Nix, I feel like you're one of my biggest fans. Speaking of which, we went to go outdoors the other day, and there's a great big pile of fans for sale, you know, desk fans. And I said to my little lad, I was like, can you take a picture of me in front of it so I could put it on my social media and say, here's Geoff with all his fans. Way! So I'll put that photo up on my YouTube later on. And also, I was in Go Outdoors and I was trying out a new hat, but this new hat was like £80. I'm like, wow, how can you pay £80 for what's coming along here now? How can you pay £80 for a hat? I think this hat was £25 from a show. They do tend to last. However, if you remember my baseball caps I had 3 of almost exactly the same hat. One was from Rhodes, Greece, one was Egypt, and one was from Malaga. And I've lost every single one of them. YouTube is the same as people walking down the street years ago with billboards saying the end of the world is nigh, repent. It's a bit like that, isn't it? Or people fixing things or breaking things. Spirulina and chlorella are powerhouses, including iodine. Yeah, spirulina is a pretty interesting thing, but isn't it something like you need to buy the organic one that only comes from one region of Japan? Something like that? I remember Mrs. Geoff looks into all of this sort of stuff. Better late than never. Did Starmer really say two-tier policing doesn't exist? Yes, apparently he did. Alan says there's no butterflies. There's not. Can't see anybody. Adelino Gambiaras. I fix things. Can everybody go subscribe to Adelino's channel as well? Adelino, you've been following. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, but you've been a Geoff follower for a long time now, and I always appreciate your input. What again? Like, this is the nice thing about YouTube, right? You do end up building a little bit of a community. I know that, you know, I'm broadcasting from the camera and you're wherever you are, on a phone, on a TV, on a device, whatever it might be. White vinegar is for cuts. White vinegar is good. But again, like, I just feel you get to know people. You know, there's another one, Busby Tree Surgery. He's always commenting on here. And there's a lot of people that you sort of get to know them because you read their comments. And Geoff, you need to send the watch. Text me. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll make sure I will. Because I haven't got my watch because obviously it's broken. And again, you get to know and you make friends, like Nerd in Motion right there, who sent me a watch and then I then broke it and now he's going to fix it for me. I'm going to send him a fake Rolex. So yeah, I like that about YouTube. You do feel like you've got loads and loads of friends. Hi, Geoff. Sorry, late tonight. That's all right, James. Have you got a note from your mum? Somebody's got a note from them. Oh, there's 666 people watching. 666 people are watching live right now. That is pretty funny, isn't it? It's awesome being part of the community. It is, and you just sort of get to know the names for people, and you know, there's certain people who what I find funny as well is there's certain people who are always really negative, and there's certain people who are really happy, and you get to know people, and yeah, I think it's cool. No butterflies. DJ E Media is back streaming. I hope he's all right for the riots because I'm watching Geoff. Thank you, Alan. For me, it's still saying 666 watch, which is crazy. Magpies, pigeons, and seagulls. There's something going on with seagulls. I spoke to someone the other day from Lichfield, and she just jokingly was like, "Here, Geoff, here's one for your channel. You should do something about seagulls." But we see in the local news that there's major problems with seagulls in Worcester. So that's Worcester and Lichfield, and I know that those aren't the only places. So what is going on? There's definitely something going on. Geoff, you're a good lad. I like your enthusiasm, energy, and mainly, what was that last bit? Your pretty face. Missed that comment. And mainly, your honesty. Thank you very much. 2 years, says Adel. Where was that comment? And I don't miss a video or live streams. Do you know what? That makes me feel good. Some of the videos are better than others, right? Some of the videos I put out, but some of them are really, really good. And I was saying this on live feed the other day. It's really annoying when you put your heart and soul into a video and you go, yeah, brilliant, that's a great video. Chuck that up online. Internet's going to go wild because I worked really hard on that video. And then you look at the stats and you're like, oh, nobody watched it. It's just funny. And sorry for being late. Don't worry about for being late. I saw crows fighting over starling chicks this year. Never seen that before. That is interesting as well. Sean says, hope everyone's well. I hope you're all well as well. Can we all just got 640 people watching this, just send some good vibes and some good energy into your phone or into your device so that it can go out to all the other people as well. And hopefully everybody can have a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of goodness, a little bit of warmth and a little bit of human connection from where we are here. Everybody could do that, it'd be great. I'm working really hard on the trucks, so I've not been making as much content as late, but I keep going. I know, I gather you've been busy on the trucks. I hope you're enjoying it. It's obviously a bit different. I think it's difficult with YouTube because YouTube making it. Graham, see you in a bit. Go and enjoy Redacted. YouTube are making it harder. I missed your holy shot advert. No, I haven't done it yet. I've got the stuff. And I don't mind it. Yeah, it's got a bit of sugar in it, but if you're and it's a bit like with the HelloFresh stuff. If you're the sort of person that drinks a lot of soft drinks, then these are really good because having these in the house, I drink more water. So that can't be a bad thing because you mix it with 500 millilitres of water, and particularly because it's been in the house the last week and it's a bit of novelty, I'm like, oh, I'll have that one. I'll have a bit of a coffee, and then I'll try that flavour, and then later on I'll try that flavour, and then I've drinking a litre and a half of water. So that's decent. And I've got my what was that? I've got a top. What am I trying to say? I'm really tired tonight. We've got a water filter, Osmio water filter, just a gravity fed water filter system. So it's tap water, but it's extremely filtered through the osmosis thing that Mrs. Geoff researched, all of that sort of stuff. So it's filtered water with some ice and then one of those flavour sachets, and I'm drinking loads of water. So drink filtered rainwater. I'm not sure I trust the water anymore. Sugar isn't bad for you in moderation, unlike some of the artificial sweeteners that's acted as being the healthy alternative. I'm fully with you on that. HelloFresh, the prototype. You will own nothing and eat what we tell you. Yeah, I got a little bit of that when I did that HelloFresh advert. Actually, HelloFresh are chasing me to do another advert that I just haven't got around to, so I won't get paid for that one. But I find it really hard making. Oh, thanks, Neil. £1.99. Thank you very much for that. I will spend that. No, I won't, because I quit drinking yesterday. What was that comment there? Geoff, I'm starting to get worried. I don't get the gold or silver thing, but considering buying some, but I have no idea how it would help me in a crisis. I thought that as well, but it's just somewhere to put your money. Like if you've got savings in a bank account and stuff goes really sideways, what's going to happen is the bank's going to go, you're not withdrawing any money, and we're going to have a bail in. So the banks. After the pole shift, the safest place will be New Zealand. It's already started snowing in Kenya yesterday. Really? HelloFresh is a rip-off for folk who are lazy. Do you know what, though, right? You can say that HelloFresh are a rip-off and for folk that are lazy, but there are people that it suits. There's people that don't really cook, that don't want to go out and buy a load of ingredients, or they've got teenagers at home, and, you know, because then you can just go, right, kids, you're cooking tonight. Bang, there's everything you need. So it's like anything, in it. You know, if I take on a product to advertise on the channel, it's not going to be for everyone. But if it's a brand that is happy to support Geoff by, it allows me to do more of the stuff that you do enjoy. So if I put an advert on the channel, right, know that I vetted the company, but just know that, like, I've tried it, and I think it might work for some people, if that makes sense. Because, and I was saying to this to someone at the weekend, I turn down a lot more advertisers than I actually accept. And if it was just about the money, and if it was just about, well, it's just money, innit? That's why people do it. If it was just about the money, I'd say yes to all of them. And every other Geoff video of me riding around on an electric bike, or reviewing some Apple Play Android thing, or doing a dash cam. And 3 times now, I've been sent products for free, and I've been told that if I put them in a video, I will get paid. And 3 times, the products have just not met the grade. I was sent I think I talked about this before, but why not? I'm on a roll now. I was sent a dash cam, and it turned out that this dash cam, and I thought that might be handy for traveling. Could be good to have a dash cam. And then it was like, oh, there's no memory card with a dash cam. What do I do? Oh, you need a 3G card, so the dash cam always needs to be connected to the internet, and then all your footage is saved in the cloud, and then you need an account, and then you need a SIM card with a data plan on it. So and I was like, what? I own any of that. Not interested. So that went out the window. It didn't actually. It's sat at home on my shelf. Then there was a sat nav. I got sent a sat nav, and I was like, that could be handy, because sometimes when I'm filming, I've got the sat nav on my phone. But if I'm talking to the camera, and then it's like, oh, I need my directions, and then I have to stop filming. I thought it might be handy to have a standalone sat nav. So it was just before one of my trips. It might have been east to west actually, and I'd had this sat nav sat on the shelf for ages. And I got it out, and it looked all right. And I fired it up, and honestly, it must have been 10 seconds of me messing around with the software on this sat nav. I was just like, I can't do this. This is crap. This is rubbish. So that went out the window as well. And what was the other one? There was one more. There was a jump starter that was dead out of the box. So I never did that one. In fairness, they sent me another one, and the other worked quite well. So maybe I should revisit that company. I'm sure there was a third one. They sent me something that was just utter crap. They keep trying to send me these Apple Play things, right? They keep trying to send me, it's always tech companies, and they want me to review a big screen in my car, mounts on my thingy, and connects my phone and my Bluetooth and everything. And I'm like, look, you're talking to a dude that's got a 20-year-old Sony stereo that plays MP3 downloaded using a USB stick. Now, if you're going to send me a product that works better than that, knock yourself out. But I'm not interested in your Apple big screen. Just, yeah. Anyway, that was that. It was a good rant, that, wasn't it? What about the video you had to do with Love Honey? Oh, mate, I'd be well up for that. If anyone from Love Honey is watching, send me an email. I would cut they for me. It's one of them. Look, this is getting stupid now. This is BPA free. I did check that actually. When we see the Geoff Buys EVs channel, when I'm in the gulag, Love Honey. Yeah, I've been on the Love Honey mailing list because me and Mrs. Geoff, like, we looked a while ago, and I was like, oh, you know, we could spice things up. And I'm on the newsletter, and every time they send me a newsletter, I'm like, oh yeah, we could order. And I don't ever ordered anything from Love Honey, but I always get the newsletters, and then I'm always like, oh yeah, that'd be a nice idea. And then life just sort of takes over. Angela, Love Honey, they basically sell like underwear and sex toys. Yeah. So who's there in the comments that mentioned Love Honey, right? You know about Love Honey, and I know about it, and now everybody else does. I should have got paid for this. 603 people are now on the Love Honey website being like, oh, what's this all about? And then you go, oh, crikey. Not sure about this. Bitcoin will top out July 2025. James, is that you? How you doing, mate? Yeah, Love Honey is a bit Ann Summers, but if anything, it's quite a lot ruder than Ann Summers. I love honey, but expensive, good-sized bottle. Oh, Mrs. Geoff bought some really good honey the other day. Local honey from local bees with all the beeswax like still in it. This is probably why we know money, because she buys stuff like that. The key to a great marriage. The key to a great marriage is having all intentions of having a really dirty night, and then back to find out that Mrs. Jeff's already fallen asleep. So I'll edit video until 3 o'clock in the morning. Works for us. I got denied a car insurance because I didn't agree about having a video camera. Yeah, absolutely. You know, that makes perfect sense. Why would you why would you want anything recording you in the car? We're losing daylight, people. Find good products and become an affiliate marketeer for them. I do. If I find a product that I like, I usually email them and say, hello, I'm a YouTuber. We're up for doing something. And 9 times out of 10, they email back and go, thanks, but we're not really looking for anything at the moment. So I got to try. Yeah, depends what it is. The Russian bot is telling me that it's getting dark. What's Bitcoin at? Anybody a final Bitcoin update? Gold is up £363 on the year. Ian Gillespie, my mate's going to be really annoyed having to knock on my door and then rip my head in as it is. Missed that one. 54,000. All right, so we're up a little bit. There's a 405 estate for sale on eBay, but it's high mileage. Nothing wrong with that if it's a diesel one. Geoff, you need to have a go at driving a truck. I think you'd love it. I think I'd just want a truck. That's the thing. £42,300. I think Bitcoin's going to recover quite well tomorrow. James, would you agree? Angela, I think it's an adult shop. Yeah, it is. Geoff tries blankety blank. If you want a dash cam, I don't really want a dash cam, to be honest. Silver is underpriced compared to traditional rates of exchange against gold. Yes, I believe it is. Right. I've still got a bit left. So I haven't drunk my full 500 milliliter of water. Where are you all at with alcohol? Have we got anyone in the comments that's quit drinking? I feel like I've always had a fairly good relationship with alcohol in that I really, really like a beer. Like, I enjoy a beer, but basically, two beers is good, 3 is great. But the problem is, it can't really stop at that point. So if we're having a beer, then we're having, do you know what I mean? So give us some support in the comments if you've quit drinking, because see, Simon, like, I'm having a bourbon right now. Okay, I could quite easily go home and have whiskey over ice, but I'd have 3 large ones. Also, why bourbon? Ugh, tried bourbon, I don't get on with it. Single malt whiskey, yeah, definitely. 2 bottles tonight, says visible comment. Very good. Southern Comfort. Oh, I can't do Southern Comfort. All things in moderation, says Keith. I feel like all things in moderation thing is something that someone came up with when they wanted to get away with something. I quit 8 years ago, had my share already, don't need more. What was it that made you quit? I used to drink most nights. Get right on it to the weekends. I quit 5 years ago. I don't miss it at all now. I'm pretty good at stopping around 3. If I quit beer, I'd have feck all to enjoy. And there is an element of that, Ali. So, you know, we were camping at the weekend, and my sister-in-law has got us into like high-grade vodka. Like, I never, it makes me sound like an absolute alcoholic, but I never realised that you could buy vodka that was so good you could just sip it. So someone gave us some gross vodka once, which is like top shelf, really, really good vodka. And suddenly you're like, oh, this is nice. And I literally moved from single malt whiskey to high grade vodka. But it can't be good, can it? Sitting there. So we sat there camping, you know, the sun's going down. We're on the deck chairs. We were having a drink, you know, vodka with some ice, like ice cold. It was lovely. But like, what else would we have been doing? Because we're camping. And Mrs. Geoff was like, oh, I'm sick of all the drinking we're doing. But well, what else do you do at night when you're camping? You look forward to sitting on your deck chair, looking at the sky and having a drink. So save your booze when the world is. I'm not drinking anymore. I've said it loads of times, and I have genuinely. I've done like months without drinking before, but then you just end up back into the where you're at. Open a bank account in Sark, Channel Islands. You don't pay any tax if you don't live on the islands. I like that idea. Do you need loads of money to open one though? Told last year to buy gold. I found myself looking at it frequently. Gave it the booze years ago. Mrs. said I was. When I quit smoking, just didn't taste the same without a smoke. That's interesting. You can do everything the same without a drink. I like that. Sake is a good sipping drink. Never tried it. Cool. We are daylight. We have been going for 72 minutes. Crikey. Thanks everyone. Hope you all enjoyed that and got your slice of Geoff after a few days off. So I've got lots of what I'm going to do, right, is I'm not going to do any current affairs stuff for the next couple of days because there's other channels that will do it better than me. I'm not going to analyze the market. I'm not going to talk about the riots. I'm not going to talk about civil war. I'm just going to do the kind of videos that you all enjoy. I've got a load save in my notes app on my computer, and I've got a load save in my notes app on my phone, and it's car related, and it's interesting, and it's going to be fun. So instead of going down the route that everybody else is going to go down, which is reporting on what's going on, I'm just going to stick to what I know. And if I want to report and talk about the markets and all this sort of stuff with you, we'll do that on a live feed. That sound good to everyone? Because I reckon that way we can keep the vibe quite high. I could put out good fun content while the world collapses around us, and we can all have a bit of a laugh at these, because we'll do that. And if you don't agree with me, then there's not much you can do about that, because that's what I've decided. Cool. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, hang on. One more thing. I have got one more thing. If you would like, 2 seconds, I'm coming back. I haven't gone yet. Hang on, 2 seconds. I'm trying to find a link for you. Give me a minute. Right, I'm back. How many people are still here? Is it possible for me to post a comment here? I wonder. I've got a comment for the link for the... How do I do this? Oh, I can put a filter on it. No, I don't want to do that. I want to give you a link for the next Geoff buys cars £10 car, but I don't quite know how I do that. Comments. Why can't I post a comment? I can do it when I'm on my computer. Microphone. Links. You have crap signal, Geoff. I know, it's ridiculous. What does that button do? Pin to the live stream. Tag products first and pin them. Tag products, search products. No, I don't want to do that. No, this isn't working. I'll tell you what I'll do. When I come off this live feed, I'll put on the pinned comment a link for the next £10 car, and then you'll all be sweet, and then you'll find it. Your car acts as a Faraday cage. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I love the Y-files. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Put it in the video description. Good idea. Yeah, I'll do that now. So, 440 people. I expect you have all gone online and bought a tenner, and then it would have sold out because there's only 150 entries in this next one. It's a tiny one, and the car is a mystery because I haven't worked out what it is yet. Thank you very much, everybody. StreamYard is easier. We'll probably look at a new platform at some point in the future, but thank you very much, everybody, for watching.